One.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Happy New Year.
2025.
Yeah.
And before we get started, we got to give God praise. Hey! All right, let me stop for that dingus, man. How you, huh?
And all praises due to Allah, same thing. Same
Are
thing.
you a Muslim? I didn't know you was a Muslim.
Yeah, all praises due to Allah, man.
You a Muslim? That's what's up, man. Was that you selling bean pies for university, man?
Whoa. Whoa.
They still be
No,
selling the paper, the
no,
Inquirer. What's the paper they sell? The Final
no.
Call and bean pies?
I'm selling cakes for a fundraiser.
They don't sell cakes for the
So, I,
nation
so,
NOI, brother.
so I can watch this dirty money.
Uh,
Yeah.
I know you had a book because you had some ribs on the grill the other day. You ate Oh man.
It's for everybody else. Hey man, give me some turkey burgers.
What's it? A turkey burger, baby.
Yeah, give me some turkey burgers.
Before we get into it, welcome to the Thinking Game, by the way. Topics that make you think. We talking about New Orleans, right? You hear about that dude with the Cybertruck, man?
Yeah.
They finna run the book on dude, man. It's a wrap, man.
Uh,
I don't even want to see the news. It's just, somebody gonna do something crazy. It's gonna happen. You don't even gotta predict it. It's like I predict somebody gonna do something crazy, but it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
prayers for the know you, man.
Oh,
And
100%.
people that was visiting, just
Yeah,
to bring in the new year.
yeah,
Man, that stuff is tragic.
it is.
Yeah.
And the dude who did it just not a good idea. Stupid, man. And, he probably get the book thrown at him, man. You think about the one in New York they did? They parked the Cybertruck in front of.
Yeah, sir. And Trump Towers.
Man, that's crazy, man. Now, all the cameras they got in New York, you gonna tell me they couldn't find, they didn't see who got out the truck or they didn't know.
Nah, it was a guy sitting next to the trash can. He was kind of scared.
Oh man. Oh
Scared.
man.
No.
And it's an electric truck too, so that's a bomb within itself. All them batteries down there. Man.
Did you see the way that when it exploded, it looked like fireworks afterwards?
Did it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. This
Thank
is
God it wasn't like the dude in Oklahoma, because that dude in
yeah.
Oklahoma, man, that dude was crazy, man. Timothy McVeigh, man.
Yeah. What
Man, he parked the truck under that little federal building, man, and topped that whole building, man.
yeah. These are the people that be like stuff like that. Them be the ones that be in school and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
Hmm.
people gotta pay attention to like it's a they've been here for some years anyway to pull out some stuff like that.
Yeah.
You gotta be been here for some years,
Yeah.
and that I don't know, man. It's too much. It's too much of a conspiracy name.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic.
I can't hit the button on that because
Yeah.
so I'm gonna leave that one alone. All right, guys. Going into the next one. Tough situation, man. It's been going on for a couple of days. They've been talking about it, but correctional officers allegedly fatally beat a man in Marcy Correctional Facility. Now we saying allegedly, but if you seen the video,
Man.
man, listen, man. What I say is I hate these things happen, and they do happen. There are some bad people out there. And I'll also say to any young person or any person my age is listening, man, you have to be mindful of what you do. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where anything can happen. And anytime you go to jail or prison, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's correctional officer, whether it's prisoner on prisoner,
Mm-hmm.
anything. I mean, man, you can talk crazy to the guards. Not saying I'm not excusing nothing they did. I'm just telling you how life works. It's crazy how you can say something crazy. You might have had a bad morning, talk crazy to the guard. They had a bad morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's all about the power dynamic at that point. You know what I'm saying? Who got the most power in this situation? And pretty much they, I mean, at the end of the day, that kind of what happened. It was nothing he could do. For was it five? Was it 5-on-1?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It was crazy, man. I mean,
just be glad that the one that didn't do nothing. He probably already knew like they been doing this, and it was just the one that just like.
and I'm glad you brought that up. We talked about that last podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
When stuff go down, there are people. Not saying it's right or wrong, but even though he got it with the webcam, but he didn't stop them from doing it at the same time, right? Now he probably gonna get fired too, but that's how some people are. It's like we're gonna talk about this too when at some one of our slides at the end. But when you in most jobs, a lot of people watch stuff go down, and you know what they'll say? Man, I got to go home to my family. I got a mortgage, man. I can't risk my time here at work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm in the hood, I can't risk putting my family in jeopardy. You know, by saying something, and then now my house in jeopardy because they calling me a rat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So.
Internal affairs probably already done got to him. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm saying in that situation, right when it was happening, the dudes who was just standing by did not stop them from doing it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that happens a lot though. Like sometimes you be at a job, when we was younger, like say working at a retail store or something, you know the dudes who still in the TVs, but it's like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm all the way over here and I'm in the grocery aisle. Y'all do y'all thing in electronics. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
It might be in it.
And that's what I'm saying. But some people they don't understand that part about growing up. And it's like when you say that ain't my business, that so even though they was right there looking at it, at the same time, that's the tough part.
And it's kind of a different situation too. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Right.
But that like stuff like that, he could report it, but he don't know who all involved. And once they find out, like, oh, you the one who did, because we know, hey, it's four of them. That's part of it.
But it's the code though, right? But it's the code though, right?
They took that oath.
But what I'm saying is like, even in the hood, like when your homeboys, if y'all doing something, that's why it's important about who you hang around. Because if you get caught up in something, it's an oath between y'all. Nobody's gonna say anything. Nobody's gonna snitch. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with correctional officers. People think this because you're a correctional officer, you take that oath, but there's oath within oaths. You know what I'm saying?
Man, and I'm glad you said that because now you understand. Like it's certain type of layers about it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I was trying to explain. That's the layer that people don't talk about, right? Like. He watching it. He not gonna stop it. What happened? What do you think happened if he would have said, "Hey man, stop doing that"? What do you think would have happened? They probably would have beat the brakes off him, man.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they would have.
They wouldn't have did it on camera.
But imagine being so mad that you don't even care that it's body cameras. Imagine that.
That's the thing. Like it's the fear that you know that they doing this. You know it's wrong. And they probably didn't say something and they got swept up under the rug.
Right.
And also, that's where it's going to come into play. And then it's going to be the corporate world justice. And then it's going to be street justice, which street justice, their family shouldn't even have to go through that.
Right.
Because they didn't have nothing to do with it. But people will send their call, especially in New York.
What's that?
They gonna send that call.
Yeah.
Now,
true.
why you sitting in jail? Somebody sent that call. That little kite. And guess what? Now you gotta hear, well, my son such and such, or my mother and stuff getting tortured type stuff.
Yeah.
Off the decision that you made.
And this is what I mean by don't try not to put yourself in those situations. This ain't the first time that probably didn't happen. Yeah. Probably not gonna be the last time. These just the dudes who got caught.
That's it.
But when you go to jail and you lose your freedom, you're playing with anything goes. You playing with that phrase, anything goes.
Yeah.
It's already like that in the streets, but you still kind of free. You can walk away at certain points if you really got that kind of wisdom. You can walk away. But when you in jail though,
Well,
when you in jail, a lot of stuff it's harder to walk away from. You almost got to go tit for tat. You have to.
yeah.
That's just the culture of jail, or you gonna get eaten alive. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the only thing Buddy did was play chess. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes you make the wrong move. You know what I'm
Now,
saying? That's,
the
your,
one
your
that was,
chess, you can make the wrong move and be in checkmate, right?
you know, yeah, but you know, in this, yeah, you're right. But as a CO, their stuff is not like the officers type of stuff. It's
But
not like it's
out of
not
every, I mean, everywhere you go, there's gonna be probably 8 good and 2 bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the odds, right?
what?
Eight good and 2 bad. It's like you get a bag of apples. 8 of the apples might be good, 2 of them might be bad. They got soft spots. You need
I
to cut
think
out the core.
I think it's the other way around. It's the
I'm
other.
just giving you a ratio. I'm not saying that's the perfect ratio. I'm just saying
Yeah.
not every correctional officer is bad, but there are some bad ones out
It's
there. You
it,
know what I'm
it's
saying?
the other way around. I'm telling you.
So you think it's
Like,
2 good, 8 bad?
it's too good one. Maybe two that's on the borderline. Like you have to think, like they probably making like 80. Well, they probably making
No,
80,000
no,
in
absolutely not.
New
No.
York. In New York.
Mm-mm. You think so?
In New
Probably with
York.
overtime. Probably overtime, not base
Listen,
salary though.
they cost of living is high.
Right.
So they
But I'm
make
saying
money.
probably with overtime.
They make more money. Like
But
we're
that
not
really ain't that
basing
much.
we're not that's what I'm saying. It's not that much in New York. Cause if rent $1,500, yeah, they're probably making a $9,000 a year, $80,000 or $90,000 a year. To us in the South, that's all right. But up
Mm-mm.
there, it's like
It's starting not to
that's
be all right down here though. To be honest,
yeah,
I mean, it's starting not to.
yeah, that's once you live
Yeah.
above your means. But
Yeah. For sure.
but so just imagine you getting 80, $90,000 in 6 months.
Yeah. I guess my whole, if I could summarize this, don't put yourself at somebody else's mercy. Not saying what they did was good or bad. I'm not making an excuse for those correctional officers. But what I'm saying is when you in jail or when you in a situation where your freedom is challenged, you're in the hands of other people. Whether you want to agree with it or not, what I'm saying is when people say go do your time and come home,
Hmm.
you have to think about that. Like, what does that mean when they say do my time and come home? That means you got some officers you got to understand and discern that if I go at this officer, what could be the consequences for doing that? You know what I'm saying? Going at the wrong prisoner, right? You got to side up. They say if a race wire go off, you have to do it, or you gonna get beat up by your own race. Just crazy stuff, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
Um,
it's the way of
Even in
living.
the hood, man. Like when you talk about cameras, now they got those those black cameras on the pole with the solar panels.
Yeah, yeah.
They on every corner. I mean, every corner. You would be crazy to do crimes now. It don't even make sense to do it. You know what I'm saying? You give it another 10 years, they're gonna have those cameras in every neighborhood. Now they on the main streets mostly now, but they're gonna be in every neighborhood, man. Looking down the street. You know what I'm saying?
They already there. What do you mean?
I'm talking about not every neighborhood. They on the main streets like Asher, stuff like that, and
They
Roosevelt. But
they
some of
this.
the streets, if they're high crime, they probably got them on those streets already. You know what I'm saying? Like Wolf Street, Wright Avenue, stuff like that. Sure.
It's already there. They just don't.
They
They
got them on 33rd? I haven't seen none on 33rd. They got them on
mm,
33rd?
on third. No, they
By the
got
ballpark and all that? By Thrasher? I
no.
haven't seen none over there.
Yeah, they got ring camera. They
They
got
do?
ring. Yeah.
Oh, on the black pole? I'm talking about on the pole with the solar panels
No,
on
not on
themselves?
pole. Cause listen, when they on the pole, if somebody in them neighborhoods, everybody got a ring camera somewhere.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I
They can
understand that,
pull
yeah.
it. Like that's how you legally do it.
Yeah.
And they can pull it.
Well, what I'm saying is they got cameras on the black pole, like on the main street, especially by
Yeah.
like traffic lights and stuff. That
Yes.
see and they
On
see
the
other people.
freeway and everything. That's where you see
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
whatever the thing called I Arkansas, whatever. Like
yeah,
they can see who hop on the freeway, who doing it,
yeah.
ping your location,
Hmm.
all that. But yeah, that they wrong for that.
Oh, they 100% wrong.
They wrong for that.
They
But
are 100% wrong. But you gotta be careful out here. People, the thing is, even though they wrong, you could be in the wrong situation, but you're not gonna get out unscathed. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part about like when people talking about law and stuff. When you in the streets, the person is wrong, but guess what? Who's there to enforce it right now? When it's you and this person. You know what I'm saying? And somebody got to go home. Who there to enforce the law though? To say it's illegal. You know what I'm saying? And then after you defend yourself, and you go home and the other person don't, now you got to go face the law. That's just kind of how the streets work. I wish I could tell you something better, but I can't. That's how I go. You know what I'm saying? You went home, sure, but now you're going to have to go to another home. You know what I'm saying? Deal with a whole other situation. Yeah, so.
Welcome to Del Row.
Ooh.
Welcome to Del Row.
All right, thinking about that. Which one you going with? Pick one. Big Boss Man. Oh man, a Big Van Vader. I don't know why I got 5 on. That's another slide down here.
Oh.
Big Boss Man or Big Van Vader.
Oh. Dang. I don't know. Big Boss Man was. Now I'm going with Vader because
Yeah, I'm going with Vader too.
I'm going with Vader.
It's time. It's time. It's Vader time. Man, that dude was a monster. He was a beast in the ring. Everybody give him good reviews. They say they love wrestling with him, man. They say he was cool, man.
It just his feet stink. That was
You said what?
They said his wrestling boots stink. They were like, man.
Hey, they said dude slapped somebody ass and was wrestling face. Slapped him. Is that fake?
Vader was different.
Big Boss Man was good. He was more agile, more kind of like mainstream, but Vader he reminds you of that hillbilly or something like that you see at the gas station. Yeah, give me a Bud Light Ice. Give me a pack of Skull. Give me a pack of Skull.
Because I'm on this little wrestling page, and it was like when you see the little WCW sign,
Oh
when
man,
yeah, open up,
yeah.
like who they remind you of? Like that was Van Vader, Big Van Vader.
Big Van Vader was a beast, man.
He
might have do shit at the truck stop, man. He appeared up with the headset on.
I think I just seen him, right?
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Let us know in the comments who you got. Big Boss Man or Big Van Vader, man.
Hey, the only reason why I didn't pick Big Boss Man, because, man, that damn nightstick, man. Hey, man. PTSD. That's it. That was it.
Yeah. All right. The next topic. Don't let your pain change who you are. I seen this in a movie, watching it with my kids. I think it was Sonic. But I wanted to say that to the people. And then don't let your pain change who you are. Because sometimes the pain that you're feeling on the inside could cause you to do something that you can regret, and it'll change you. We seen this with many people we grew up with.
Yeah.
Pain of growing up in this city, you mess around, say, you know what, forget it. I'm finna kill this dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. And then next thing you know, that journey changes that person. Totally changed that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having their body on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some people, it changed them, and it don't affect them at all. Like, we know this. People grow up in the hood, they kill people, and they didn't get caught, but they can be gentle with their kids, be a family man, then go out there and murk somebody. And they can turn it on and turn it off. Those kind of people are dangerous.
Yeah. And I piggyback off the that's when that's for people that's doing wrong. Pain will change a person regardless. I don't care what it
100%,
is.
Yeah.
It's just whether you want to use it for a right or wrong reason.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
hey, most dudes who go through when you're dating, if you being a player or whatever, talking to different women, a lot of times it's probably some pain associated with that. You dealing with not having a father to teach you properly how to deal with women, or you don't really have an understanding or why it's important just to be with one woman. You just don't, because the culture, the pain of being in that culture, it's all you taught. Dude, the older guys in your family, how many numbers you get? Oh, you only got one number? Come on, young blood, you gotta do better than that. You know what I'm saying? You think about Jerome, right? You know, Martin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think about
Yeah.
the player culture, man, that was a big culture, man. You know, a lot of now people hate talking about it now, but that was prevalent 80s and 90s, man. That was
And
I don't know
I
if it was I don't know if it was accepted, but wasn't nobody saying nothing at the same time about it. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
and that's why I wouldn't like naturally associate that with pain. But I get it though. I
I mean,
get
everybody different. Pain
it.
affect everybody different. You know what I'm saying? I know some dudes is like, they probably had a tough mother growing up, and they're like, I'm not gonna let no mother do me. I'm not gonna let no other woman do me like that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna run it. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen that too.
Hmm.
And
Oh yeah.
sometimes pain can just drive you into being an introvert. You just don't feel like dealing with people because you just understand, how people are. You know what I'm saying? Like some dudes, when you at your lowest, you've been there for everybody, but when you at your lowest, nobody's there for you.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
may look at that different. Some people it's like, well, everybody got something going on. They got a life. Some
Yeah.
people are like, wow, I was there
But
for people. Where the people at for me? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And they'll turn you off too. So
yeah, and that comes with overextending yourself.
yeah, 100%. I think, man, if you strengthen your faith though,
Hmm.
as an individual, whoever you believe in, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yes.
saying, but if you strengthen your faith and understand that everything works together for the good,
Hmm.
I'm not saying people gonna try to use the extreme. I'm not fit to go there, but I'm saying
Nah.
even in the extreme, the faith, whoever you believe in, I believe in Jesus and I
Yes.
believe in God. They can pull you through that, but you have to have faith and you have to believe.
Yeah.
And this is a big thing going into every new year. Can you let it go? Can you leave
Yeah.
2024 and 2024?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna bring it in 2025? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yeah.
You got to be able to let stuff go. So I don't want to let it go. Hey, I'm not. Hey, it's up to
Yeah.
you. But when you realize the weight of holding on to
Hmm.
something, it can
Man.
affect your blood pressure. Holding on
Yeah.
to something that happened 10 years ago, blood
Hmm.
pressure just going all over the place. You know.
And you wonder why. Like, you feel so much better. Like,
Yeah.
even like, no matter what religion or not, even if it ain't a religion, long as you treating people right or you doing right, you letting all this stuff go. Stuff that didn't happen back in 1987. It's 2024.
Right.
Let it go. It's all right.
Right.
It's
Right.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right.
Then even if you haven't, whoever you believe, if you haven't treated people right, I know the God I believe. If you repent and turn
Mhm,
from your ways, your
mhm,
sins will be forgiven. Because everybody, you ain't gonna treat everybody right your whole life. I mean,
mhm,
we can sit up here and try to say that, but that's
mhm.
not true. Everybody probably has done
Yeah.
somebody dirty in their life. I don't care
And,
who you are. You know what I'm
and
saying?
and
Now
you
people
might
ain't
not
gonna
even
admit
know
it.
it.
People ain't gonna admit it. Now sometimes I think they know it.
No, that what I say. I agree.
Yeah.
And sometimes you probably think you just being funny, but it was like, damn, I probably did offend him,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't even thinking about it like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
So,
But yeah, don't let your pain change who you are. Cause we all go through pain. Everything happens. Stuff happens in life. But don't let it. Like you see a lot of bitter people on social media. Went
mhm.
through divorce and then they blamed the other person. But
Yeah,
when you don't really look at what you could have done better instead of worrying about the other person,
yeah,
that could change who you are because you're so focused, driven on what the other person did. But you can think about could I have done something
definitely.
different? You know
Ding,
what
ding, ding,
I'm
ding, ding. Ring the bell, man. Ring the bell.
saying?
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Sometimes you take your previous pain that you experienced into your relationships with a friend or marriage. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things I see on social media is like because you disagree with somebody,
Mhm.
you don't like them or you a hater or something like that because you disagree, which is definitely not true. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
just as an adult, you have to realize that you will never get 100% buy-in on
Man,
anything. I ain't never seen it anyway. You
man.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely ain't seen it.
Yeah. Whether
I,
it's with your wife, whether it's with your friend. Me and P have been knowing each other for years, and this stuff we disagree on all the time. All
all
the
the
time.
time.
But we don't hate each other. We just disagree on it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
but it's true though. Like, man, like And people gotta understand that that's life.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta. But now, if you just being flat out like bigoted or something like that, or
yeah, for sure.
I think I said that right, bigot, whatever, a bigot or whatever. You just flat out hate people, and I don't want to hear that. Well, I got black friends, but you ain't got no real black friends because the stuff you
Yeah,
say that you
boy.
should be saying that.
I'll say this too for we might talk about this for a little bit too, but I think that a lot of elders, eldermen, elder statesmen, or a lot of older guys that was before generations, I
Mm-hmm.
think that the pain of them growing up changed who they were, and they ended
Yeah.
up messing up their families because they never dealt with their issues. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got the inner pain of being in abusive back in the 50s and 60s. You know what I'm saying? And then you try to start a family, but you never dealt with those issues because therapy wasn't available in the 50s, 60s, and 70s and
Yeah.
80s. You know what I'm saying? You start a family, then you go into work. You having to deal with the race stuff, which was super thick at that
Yeah.
time. So many things you got to think about. I can't do this because it's going to cause this. If I do this, it's going to cause this. If I drive a nice car that's better than my manager car, I'm going to get in trouble for that. If I wear nicer clothes and I go to
Yeah.
work, they're going to say, "Are you going to an interview or something? What you dressing up for?" You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You deal with that so long, and then you come home, everybody else get the brunt of that, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't do nothing about it at work. And we're going to get to that slide too. I need to write that
Yeah.
down.
I look. I think was it on here that I seen it?
What's that?
No, but they showed that what comes first. They changed like each year. It started changing. Like it was family this, and then it was work gradually. I might have seen the thing, but yeah, it was more close knitted back in the day. It was more close knitted. Like everybody worked, and those that had a certain skill, excuse me, they showed people that really want to learn this same type of skill without even having to go through all the extra.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you're going to face unfairness, whether it's
Hmm.
race, whether it's bias, whether it's stereotype. And people can front all they want, but everybody does it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The hood does it to to energy. If the energy guy come out there, I don't trust him. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust the gas dude. Coming out, he might
Yeah.
mess my meat up. Yeah, everybody do it,
Yeah.
but you have to find a way to not let it change who you are and still be the best you. Some situations, I'm glad now that I'm older. I'm glad I didn't get into because of the whole race thing, because it would have been horrible
Yeah.
to try to endure that and still work at the same time. But people don't realize that's kind of what minorities go through. You're trying to endure
Oh.
the race stuff and the bias and stereotypes and still be a productive worker at the same time. Imagine how much overhead that take. So
Man, it does, and like
yeah,
with the older people, like some of us was taught, that part about it,
yeah,
and still try to maneuver through it, because our doctrine was a little bit different. It was it
I,
was a it was
I
a good
mean
thing. It
the
was a
thing,
good thing,
yeah. I
but it
think
was.
too, people weren't available. Like, well, this is what I experienced. When you go through these things when you're young,
Hmm.
you don't have, especially now with me not having my dad, you don't have that male figure to call and say, "Man, how do I deal with this?" You almost like I failed more times than succeeded when I was younger because I had to learn how to deal with it, and it was through trial and error. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More reactionary. I'll probably be more sarcastic. I might go off. You know what I'm saying on
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
Until I got older and with wisdom, you realize you don't have to do those things.
Hmm.
But some people think when you tell them that you can walk away, they don't realize the things you had to walk away from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll be sitting here telling you for years stuff I had to walk away from. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, not having, you're taught it, but when you go through it in real time, having that resource
Mhm.
that you can pull from when you go through it in real time, like you go to work and it's like, man, I didn't even do nothing. What in the world this come from? And then you don't have that person to call. You just kind of going off your own intuition, and it may not
Mhm.
be the right thing at that time. You know what I'm saying? Based on what the tools that you have.
And
So
like that's why I would never change anything that I had to go through in life. I would never change it
yeah, for
because
sure.
I learned both sides of the game.
Yes. And that's the whole reason why I make content trying to give them to both sides. Like, is it unfair? Sure. But when you in the hood, you have to be careful about what you're doing. You do. You can say, oh, they being unfair, the police doing this. Guess what? You're in the trenches, man.
Yeah,
It
man.
ain't fair in the trenches, man. You gotta
Right.
understand where you at, man. You
Yeah.
know? It ain't the
And
suburbs. You in the trenches, you know what I'm saying?
hey, man, they like that brutality stuff has been going
Oh,
on
100%,
with this,
yeah.
and now it just makes it even more, um, not better. It just makes
It's
it,
just being exposed more.
yeah,
Yeah.
because because people can say it and be like,
hmm
damn, man,
Yeah,
such
because
and
when
such.
you say it,
Well,
you get stereotyped by your own people. If you say it, it's like, so you had to do something, right?
like,
You know what I'm saying? You had to
no,
do something.
you ain't even have to do nothing. It was just
But I'm
like,
saying some people would say that to your own people would say that to you. Like if
mm-hmm,
you've been in trouble a lot and if you,
yeah,
you go through the brutality, well, what'd you do? You had to do something. That's the kind of reaction you get from people sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
like, and
Yeah.
like we like how I was brought up is like before you can even drive, they show you, hey, put your both hands on the steering wheel, don't reach for nothing. If you get something out your
Mm-hmm.
glove box, reach with your left hand.
Yeah.
Like you was taught that like 10, 11 years old.
But what I'm saying, some friends though, even being taught, there's still some people that won't. They're gonna do what they want to do. We know that too, right?
Nah, they
That's
wasn't
the
taught that.
part. That's what I'm saying. They wasn't taught it, but it's you remember Jason Lyric, right? You remember
Yeah,
Jason Lyric?
yeah,
He showed all of them how to rob a bank. I know this ain't the best example in the world, but I'm
yeah.
trying to give you an example. What I'm trying to say,
Mhm,
he showed all of them how to rob a bank. We're gonna go in here. We're
mhm.
gonna get the money out in 12 seconds. We're not playing around. Well, what did Jason brother do?
I want more.
He went in there and tried to take dude watch.
I want more.
You know what I'm saying?
I
But that's
want
what I'm
more.
saying. He wasn't taught that, but he did. We veered from what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that happen in the hood. Some people they're taught it, but they still gonna do what they want to do. It's like, nah, this is what I want to do at this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That
and
but
that's why like old movies like that's why I love about the 80s and 90s. The movies that we watch, yeah, we watch them and we watch them again. But each time you gonna learn some more. Be like,
yeah,
oh, this is what they was saying.
yeah,
This is what they was talking about. Like their father was abusive, strong, and then like once you get old, you be like, dang, I ain't abusive and drunk all the time. But if I do drink, is that what the kids think too?
yeah. You never know. Yeah,
And then you got a person like Jason, you're like, damn man, I'm getting up out of here.
yeah. Man, he was hated on. They ain't want to do it. But and that's what I'm saying, man. Like sometimes I've experienced this with my own experience. Sometimes when you gotta make it home, man, you gotta eat that,
Yeah.
man, and make it home, man. It's not worth talking crazy, and now you on the side of the road on Highway 161 somewhere. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of nowhere, Road City somewhere, and there ain't no traffic. It's just you and the the officer. You know what I'm saying? And you out there talking cash money.
Yeah, it's over.
You're not paying it. You're not having being aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You in the middle of nowhere, man. Man.
Man,
Big boss
son,
man, nightstick. You know what
man, son,
I'm saying?
son didn't cut on his what's called to after you
Yeah.
start acting up.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Once
bad.
again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm telling you, you got to get home.
This
How to
is
get
what happened.
home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
This is real life. This is
Sometimes
like
it's not about right and wrong. It's about getting out of
yes.
that situation. You know what I'm saying? Some people get
Mhm.
stuck in the right and wrong. Some people get stuck in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I learned that when I get older. It ain't about. It's about getting home, man. Forget
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Deal with it in court or just
Just as long as you when you say I gotta make it back home, to where when you doing bad stuff, I'm like I still gotta get home to my kids.
Yeah, some
Like,
people like that's what I'm saying. Some people turn it on, turn it off. Like,
yeah.
dude, we in a bad drug deal. Everybody pulling out guns. Hey man, I gotta make it back home. I
Mhm.
know I'm finna get some jail time. That's what I'm trying to tell kids. You're gonna do some jail time probably, unless it don't get reported. But then you still gotta deal with the street law after that. So
Yeah.
you gonna deal with legal law, or then you deal with street law. You
Like,
had to make it home, but you killed the dude from the other side of town that you're dealing with, and his folks gonna try to now they looking at you. You know what I'm saying?
that's what I
So it's
say.
crazy,
So
man.
I know it's about to go on to another subject, but that's like one of them old laws. Like, um, you name your you name your son Junior, right?
Yep.
I name mine second.
Yeah.
Same thing, but it's different. Mike, if you out here doing some messed up stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's the legacy that you will leave behind to them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But leave
Mm-hmm.
behind to them. And you don't want nobody to say that's MJ Jr. That that Mike Jr. And you got a stain on your name.
Man, hey, we talked about this thing before you started coming on the podcast. It's people out there that selling dope is a family legacy, unfortunately. But
Mm.
granddaddy sold dope,
Yeah,
daddy sold dope,
yeah,
the older brother sold dope, the younger
yeah.
brother sold dope.
That's right.
Everybody sold. All the males in the family sold
Yeah.
dope, and in the feds. I've seen it, man. I did went. Oh, I was trying to get food stamps one time, bro, and went into a woman's office and people we went to school with
Yeah,
all him, his brothers, all they in the
yeah.
feds, bro. She had a picture of him. I was like, wow, that's
Wow.
crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but all the sons pretty much in the feds. You know, it was in the feds at
Mhm.
one point. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy, but mess around and get life selling dope, man. It's crazy, man.
And that's why the Thinking Game podcast is not just we understand the street stuff, but it's ways to get up out of it even while you in it.
That's why it's not good to get in it at all, because you get so
Yeah.
deep. It's hard to get out.
No,
The deeper it's like quicksand. The deeper you get in there, the harder it is to get out. You know what I'm saying?
like I'm speaking from the people that's and just was you, but yeah, I know you chose different path just as well as I did. This is this is for the people, the kids that just because they did it, that's all you know. It doesn't mean that's all you're gonna know
Right.
at
Yep.
all.
But what you're trying to prevent is when you learn something else, it's hard to transition because you did so much stuff in
Mm-hmm.
the previous life that it's hard for you. I know dudes right now that tell me all the time, I can't even go to the movie and sit down nowhere for over
Yeah.
5 minutes because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could go down at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't go sit down in a restaurant for 10 minutes or more because I don't know who going to walk in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Little Rock small. People think Little Rock big. Little Rock
Man,
small.
nah.
Man, you mess
Man,
around and
nah.
go in Wendy's on Conor
Yeah.
Glenn and see the dude that y'all was beefing with
Man,
3 years ago,
you
boy, and
ain't
it
even
could
know.
go down. You know what I'm saying? You on edge like a mug. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And you didn't even know.
didn't even know. You done forgot about it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You see before we get off to this, you see that dude that was on there on Vlad TV with Gangster Williams, Lil Diesel. You need to
I ain't
watch that
catch
one. You
it.
need to check that one
I
out,
ain't
man. They
catch it.
they they grew up together, battling each other, but they over it because they older now. But they
Yeah.
was talking about how they used to battle each other and stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
But Lil Diesel, he look like one of the dudes from the hood for real, like small. He ain't the biggest dude in the world, but probably will rock your box out, man. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And Rocky Snot
Beat the
Box.
break, yeah, man, for real. But all right, guys. So next one right here. It said Ramaswamy's bold H-1B overhaul, like uh, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy's. Is that a legit claim to bring in visa workers? You think that's a legit claim, bro?
Yeah.
You think it is?
To bring in visa workers?
Yeah, H-1B visa workers.
I don't know about the
All
H
right,
one
I'm gonna
B.
answer this because I work in tech. I can give you an insight, but I work in
Like,
tech. I can tell you about it. But do you? I'm asking you. Do you think it's You think it's legit what they saying?
like I don't know what
Pretty much,
H
he was
one.
saying like people that work overseas, like Nigerians,
Mhm,
Indians, stuff like that, Asians, in
mhm,
order to come into the United States and not be a citizen, you have to be given a work visa.
mhm,
Sometimes while you going to school full time, they
mhm,
give you a visa, and then when you
mhm.
graduate, you try to find a job that will sponsor your visa, and you can live here as long as you work for their job. And then if something happen, you leave that job, you got so much time, then you have to go back to where you from, your country or whatnot. And
Ooh,
what they're saying is, when we do, not we, I'm saying, but when they do,
yeah, I know,
uh,
I know what you're
when
saying.
do the when they do the deportation stuff or whatever, if they ever do that, we'll see.
No,
But
they did it. They did. That's what
uh,
I'm trying to figure out. Like what
no,
they
what
did.
he's saying is the people who are the best of the best, like the engineers and stuff,
Mhm.
give them visas and let them stay over here on visa and let them work for like companies to help them, help Silicon Valley and these companies that need like software engineers and stuff like that.
That's
That's why I'm trying to tell you, kiddos, up your
wow.
skill level.
That's trash.
Up your skill level, man. Go to
That's
school for science, technology,
that's
engineering, and
that,
math.
that's
You said what?
trash. That's trash.
It is trash, but guess what? If you don't have the talent in the U.S., what you gonna do?
No, that's trash.
It is trash, 100%. But
That's trash.
what I
Like
can tell you is, it's
what do
more
you
prevalent than
mean?
what you think. Cause what it is it's kind of like dudes that get out of jail on parole, on work release. They use that against you, and you get more work out of a person that's on work release because they got more to lose than a person who just coming to work for you to live in America. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
trash.
It is true. I'm telling you how it is. It's trash, sure,
Oh,
but it is
that
it is what it is, man.
that what I'm saying. Like
Like people, them H1 people, the sentiment is that like the sentiment, right? Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying the general sentiment is they gonna work harder than the person who's just from America. They gonna work the extra hours. They gonna do whatever it take versus the person who's in the U.S. They gonna put their family first, and they gonna want to take off a lot. But a H-1B, they
just
gonna
cause
do whatever it take. It's definitely trash. I'm just telling you what the
like
sentiment is, though. Some
like
managers
come
think like that.
like somebody coming over here just cause they going to school or just working.
No, no, no. They give them a visa to go to school and get their education, right?
Yes,
And
that's
then when
eight.
they
That's eight.
graduate, when you
That's
graduate, you can
H.
get a job, but they have to sponsor you your H1. They can
Yeah,
sponsor your visa in order to
yeah,
stay. Like it's a lot of companies, like that place, Falcon Jet. You ever heard of that
mhm.
place over there
Yeah.
by the airport?
You
A
know I
lot of
know.
those guys that work for them are from France.
That's
A
crazy.
lot of them. It's a lot of companies that do that. You just don't know. Like working in IT, you kind of hear about these little things
Uh,
anyway. But
nah,
um, yeah, a lot of guys that work for Falcon Jet are from France. Literally, they're from France, and
like,
once they get done, they retire. They go back to France. You know what I'm saying?
and that's why I'm glad you said that, and that's why I consider that stuff like that trash.
Why?
It's it's trash because they I don't want to sound like crazy politician type person. They took everything that the information, how to do it. Once they get it, learn it, gone. But you got certain ones that's on a certain type of visa. Like shout out to my boy Mario. Man, he was here on a work visa.
Mm-hmm.
They let him go.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Antonio. They let him go. It wasn't the same type of visa.
Right.
Hard working, day to day people. So if education is that if that's y'all too, we already know what type of time it is.
What I'm saying is, when you look at the other side of the coin,
Mhm.
how do we trick ourselves to think that we don't need education when some of the information that you need is through education? Because we don't have it in the inner city.
Man,
Like when you understand why a business is a business, you take the emotion away from it. You go to a business class and understand that a business is about profit. It's about a business is to make a profit. You understand that like what a business is about. Instead of just saying I want to start a business, a lot of times that education is needed in the community, man. You know what I'm saying?
it's needed until the people rise up, and it's gonna be like it's no business after this. It's none. That's why. Hey
When
man,
are the people gonna rise up though? That's what I'm saying. It's always divided. When people rise up, you always have people that rise up. Then you got people like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
yeah. But when the people rise up, it's for the right thing.
But I'm saying it's not as a whole though. The only way that works if everybody do it at one time.
If
Or that
everybody-
community, the whole community do it at one time. But most of the time, community it's a divided thing, right?
Yeah.
Some people like, man, I ain't got time for that. I'm finna go to work. I ain't got time for that protest and stuff, man. I'm finna go to work and take care of my family. You know what I'm saying?
Look, it ain't just about protesting. Protesting ain't never got nothing done.
So what are you saying? What are you saying when people rise up? What do you mean?
You can protest all you want. Like listen, you seeing the chain of events that's happening right now. This is a little bit different than the last time. Like I said, son lost his job. Mario lost his job. Tonyo lost his job. Hated it for him.
Where were they from?
One was from South South America.
Oh,
One
okay.
El Salvador, and the other one's from Spain.
Oh, it's definitely politics involved. Like they'll use you up to a certain point. It's like, man, we don't need this person because it may cost more to sponsor a visa. It may cost.
No, it
You know what I'm
wasn't.
saying?
It wasn't.
No, I'm saying
even
from a business standpoint, it does. That if a person work for you with a visa, I think you have to pay extra for that. Like to sponsor that visa. A visa is not free
there.
at all.
And listen, I know this because when I started working, it was damn near like a visa.
Yeah. Huh?
I know. Hey man,
You had
it
a visa?
was it was damn near like a visa. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, like this is how I know. Like, hey, if I work for a job, they told me this job pays $10.95.
Yeah. Nah, that's not the same thing. That's a
That,
contractor.
you,
Visa is deal with immigration.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. They
1095
came
is
in,
different.
they came in making the same thing. It was damn near like the same thing. It was like a double edged cut. If I can get an American to do this, and then I can get somebody from over there to make this.
Mhm.
It was a double edged sword. Like
Mhm.
what?
Yeah. And IT is like that. Like it ain't enough people that want to be in IT, man. So guess what? They start pulling people from wherever they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm saying from the other side of the coin, a lot of things we don't qualify ourselves for as a community. I know people don't want to hear that. I'm telling you from what I see with my own two eyes. A lot of times it's hard to really make a case for things about certain things if we not even qualified as we should be, or probably as a whole. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just saying education is what I'm saying. You got to have skills that you can apply. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know majority. I've been there when you work those retail jobs and stuff. You may have them scheduled to work 4 hours, but are you gonna get 4 hours of work from them?
Yeah.
Right? And the visas do the same thing. It's not like they come in, they work the whole 4 hours too. They may work another hour compared to the average American. They may work 3 hours now, or 3.5 instead of the whole 4. But most people, like you say, you work at Walmart or something, Man, you're not, and most of the jobs they not as strict as they used to be when we was younger. I remember when we was younger, if it was slow or something, they had you doing all kind of random stuff. Now they let them be on their cell phones now. I'd have been in Walmart in the cashier just on their thing. And I don't be tripping because I was like, man, that is what keep you from losing people. You know what I'm saying? You try to grind them to the ground where now it's slow. Go ahead and start mopping the floors and doing crazy stuff. And now you wonder why people leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Put it like that, Mike. When the pandemic hit,
Yeah.
it changed everything, right? It changed everything, right?
What's that?
It changed the whole dynamic of everything.
It depends on how you look at it.
Say you went to school. You went to school for
Yeah, I started going to school during the pandemic. Yeah, I started. Yeah.
say you
Going
went to
back.
school for 4 or 5 years, right?
Yeah.
3 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
My skill set that I do the same stuff that you do. I just ain't got the education, right? I ain't got the education. When did dark web start?
Dark web been around in the 80s, man. Now, it just depends on where you are. Like,
When
did you know
when
about it? It's been around forever.
when did it really hit for
Probably about the
us?
70s, 80s. I mean, we didn't know
For
about it until
us.
probably what, 90s, huh?
For us. For us, when did it hit?
Probably when we was able to get computers. Probably what, AOL time? If you
I'm
knew how to
talking
get there.
without you having to dial up.
Yeah, what's that about the 90s? About late 90s?
99,
Probably when we was in 12th grade, 11th,
10,
12th grade, when they had
10,
like
10.
I'm saying when people could really get computers for themselves. I'm saying a lot of people we was in
Not for
10, but you
yourself.
couldn't get computers at home though.
Yeah, not for yourself, but you had to
Yeah,
be. You had to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Uh,
You had to be plugged in,
yeah, you had to be technology
savvy.
savvy. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
had to, and just think.
You know what's crazy though, Phil?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't the technology savvy when we was in high school. You wouldn't even believe that. I wasn't even thinking about technology in high school
I was.
because I was working. I was working regular. I just didn't have time.
I
I was
was.
working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, was.
I didn't really get into deep to go to school for it until I was in my late 20s, bro.
Uh,
That's crazy. Ain't it? I went to school for before I went to school for IT. I went to school for collision repair. That was my first taste of getting back in school because I didn't take the ACT. That's a whole nother podcast. Getting into school without the ACT, whole nother podcast. But I didn't take the ACT. That was my way to get back in school to kind of learn how the system worked. So I did that collision repair. You had to take you get like a certificate. You don't get a degree, you get like a certificate. But that's when my teacher in collision repair was like, nah, you more than collision repair. You need to go to school for something else. And that's when I figured out what IT was at that time. I didn't even know what it was. I had to do research. That's why I tell people, if you don't know, look it up. But I was looking up the stuff at Pulaski Tech. That's when I ended up taking those Cisco classes and stuff. But, man, what I'm saying is, right, skills, that's why you have to be responsible for your own individual development. You have to be aware that times are changing. You see what I'm saying? Times are changing. Like even 4 or 5 years ago, the dudes who was working at those big tech places, making 140, 150, you see them getting laid off. Because people don't want to pay. Companies was making that much money back then, but then you got to realize they ain't gonna be making that kind of money forever. The margins will start to go back down. Who were the first ones to get cut? The higher paying people. You know what I'm saying?
And that's one of my biggest things. Like I try to tell people, like even the old head, you wanna be on Windows 7, or you really wanna like really upgrade your system. Like that's one of the things that I appreciate you about. It's like, listen, you gotta dump off the stuff that you learned back then, and then you gotta compute it to right now.
Yeah.
Not
Some
the
people don't
same
believe that. Some people think you can hold on to back then and then
No,
take
you
on
can't.
the new stuff. It don't, man.
Can't.
My jar not that big. I don't got a big enough jar. My brain, yeah. My jar only can hold so much, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to get rid of the old Kool-Aid to bring in the new Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you
Yeah.
drinking Crystal Light, man.
Ugh.
Whoa.
Ugh. Ew.
Nah.
Ugh. But all right, guys, let us know what you think. Is this a legit claim? We'll have to talk about this one day. Just talk about this in general. But what I say is this, right? Working with Indians and stuff, and over my career span or whatever, some of them are really good. Some of them they no different than American workers. It just depends. It's a mix. It's like a variety box, man. You know what I'm saying? There is no race that I've seen that's supreme. Everybody has to learn something. Some people can learn faster, some people can learn slower, but you still have to learn something. And it don't matter about the race, really based on the individual, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying as a community, as individuals, we have to really take ownership of what we teach ourselves and what we're learning, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What you take in. So am I saying you should not look at social media at all? No, I'm not saying that, but if that's 100% of what you consume, what are you learning? You see what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me know. I wanted to get the sound effect, but I know they'll ding me for it. Pick one. This the hood anthems right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we grew up in the hood. I didn't grow up church all my life. I ride around bumping probably both of these at one time, but the one that probably hit the hardest, which one hit hardest is you to pick one. The Scarface, the Homies and the Thugs, or I Got Five on it.
Homies and the Thugs.
Oh yeah, all day. Yeah, same here. It's Homies and Thugs. Yeah,
That's
same
feature-
here. Cause I didn't smoke weed, so that wasn't one of my
Yeah.
thing. But
I
Homies
did.
and the Thugs, I mean, when you listen to that song, man, you just feel, you know what I'm saying, the
Yeah.
homies you grew up with, you know what I'm saying. You didn't go their way, but they did go their way, but y'all still
Yeah.
cool. But you feel that song, it just spoke for everything in the neighborhood that happened, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Boy said sitting on the key doing business on the beeper. I was like, man. Oh man. Then Master P, but
Man, did you get a chance to watch his documentary?
nah, I need to. I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet.
I mean, they cut a lot of stuff out, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Talking about Scarface or P?
P,
Yeah.
yeah, but Face was, man, that
Man,
was
Face was
like
cold, man. He was one of the Face was
the
cold,
first,
man.
they were one of the originators. Like,
Yeah.
he black, so yeah, I was like, hey, he black, he from the South,
Yeah.
you know.
I didn't realize till I see him in an interview, he actually did a lot just in rap. He made the beat, every sound on it. He was like a perfectionist almost.
Yes,
He almost like a
sir.
genius. He's so
Yes,
genius
sir.
that he almost kind of borderline. I see why he called himself Scarface.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, dude a genius, man.
Yeah,
Like,
face
yeah.
mob, man, it's like,
And there's a lot of dudes in the neighborhood that's like that. They just never get that opportunity. They never get in
man,
that slot to really, you know what I'm
man,
saying, to go there, you know what I'm saying? So
like, and that's why, like, stuff like that, I be hyped up about it because it's so many talented people. Like, we always run across people like, nah, that is your talent. You got that, and
right.
they don't even be like, man, I really don't even
Sometimes,
do
man, we was talking about don't let pain change who you are. There are a lot of people that are
it.
talented, but
Yeah.
they don't get that validation or they don't get that like Scarface, it seemed like he didn't care about validation either. He just did what
Mm-hmm.
he did and that's just what it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to get to that kind of place in life, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm kind of there, like, even when I was in my worst, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and that's just what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
However you feel about it, I could care less, but that's just what it is. And I tell my wife that all the time. When I was younger, I think that's why I didn't understand until I got older. My level of empathy just wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a high level of empathy because I know people will weaponize your empathy against you. Growing up in the hood, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, and have you take them somewhere knowing that they didn't kill somebody, but have you riding around with them with a hot gun in their pocket, and because
Yeah.
you feel bad for them walking, you get pulled over with a gun in your car. Now they try to say, "Nah, you got to take the charge because I already got heat on me, so you got to take the charge." You know what I'm
I
saying?
did like I done seen it about 2 or 3 times. 2 for myself and 1 for somebody else.
Yeah,
Like I didn't see it. Like man, son, why you ain't tell me we were riding there? Like
Yeah.
it's different. It's different with like it's different when I can make that choice.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like, man, son, why you ain't tell me? Like shit, now I don't have no respect for you. And guess what? A lot of people ain't gonna have respect for you
Mm-mm.
after this.
Mm-mm.
Cause they know, like, nah, son, why would you even have the cash cow in all this type of
Real.
shit? It's like, but
Man.
and shout out to my boy Tonio, boy, man, that's one of the big homies,
Yeah.
man, and he's a coach now. Well,
Yeah.
he been a coach for a minute, but man, he got them boys, man. He gonna be, he gonna put, the Swats on the map even more.
Yeah, I been seeing a couple legends, man. I gotta say, shout out to my boy Spank, man. He was a legend, man. But yeah, he out now. The feds came and got him, man. He was locked up for a while, but he was on there been spending time with his family, man. I told him, man, told him shout out, man. He said, yeah, man. He said, yeah. He said that Caprice was a beast too, wasn't he? He was laughing about it. It was on Facebook, man. That's what's up, man.
Cause yours is 79, 79.
I had a 77 mine. No, I'm talking about he had a Caprice. He had the Dayton's on his. He was like chameleon with the Dayton's, and he had a big index. I mean, he had it's like a computer screen inside his dash. That thing was huge, man. It was like chameleon. I think he had like some 22-inch Dayton's on it. That's when 22 was the biggest rims you can get at that time. Yeah, it was clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to them legends, though. Changed their life around, man.
man, and them type of people. Eventually, we gonna have to get on.
Yeah, if they
here.
want to talk about it, I would ask them. I don't know if they want to. I got to see if they want to even talk about it yet.
Uh,
But it'd be cool to get them on because I thought about hollering at Taryn. You remember? Did you remember Taryn Berry? Did he
Yeah.
come on? Yeah, he went. Yeah, I thought about hitting them up, see if he want to come on here.
I kind
Pretty
of
cool.
bumped into him, but I know he didn't know who I was.
I thought about hollering at Big Baby. That dude funny, man. Big Baby was cool, dude, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Walt said man, shout out to Walt, man. Shout out to Big Walt High. He said he got him a truck now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I told him, man, he got to come over here and tell the young boys how he got into the game, man.
Yeah.
You know, that dude was
Oh, yeah.
animated. Walter
Man.
Walter is Walter. Big Walt is Big Walt, man.
Hey, Big Walt, I'm telling you.
You know what Big Walt remind me of? You remember About It? You remember when that Big Herc put that dude in the head like out the car? That's Big Walt all day.
Hey.
Oh man, Big Walt, that's a dude. That's a cool dude, man.
Me and Walt been knowing each other since 7th grade, man.
Oh, okay. We've been knowing each other since high school, man. Big Walt, man.
You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
funny,
Like,
man.
hey.
I like Big Walt, man. Cool dude,
But
man.
hey, Walter get on here. He'll get on here.
Yeah, we just got to line the schedules up. I think he said he wanted to, man. We just got to line the schedules up. Cool
Yeah,
dude,
he'll get on
man.
here.
That's definitely a homie right there.
And my boy Smooth. I gotta get him back on here.
Who? Oh yeah.
Yeah, Smooth.
Man, we've been knowing each other since junior high too.
Yeah.
Me and Smooth. Okay,
Yeah.
Smooth. We've been knowing each other since like 7th grade. Fox 16 day. We used to get do the hard time. I don't know why we gave do the hard
I
time.
don't know
like that.
why.
But yeah. Just
Smooth
kids being stupid, man.
Smooth was that dude.
Yeah, he was.
And still is.
He started the podcast. I think he was doing the audio podcast when we was
No,
in college,
Smooth.
I think.
Smooth took his shit to a whole nother level, and people wouldn't even understand. Like
Yeah.
how me and Smooth miss is different.
Yeah.
But
Because
yeah.
he interviewed Project Pat on his audio podcast.
Mhm.
I think when I was in college, when I was in Pulaski Tech, he was telling me about it.
Yeah, Pat, Fiend, hey man, Smooth. What's her name? What's little sexy chocolate John? Gangsta
Go.
Boo.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gangsta Boo was cold. Who you think about, Gangsta Boo or Mia X?
I can't pick. Okay.
That's hard, man.
I love
Oh, that's hard.
I love both of them.
Yeah, I'm going Gangsta Boo, though. Gangsta Boo. Mia X was more sophisticated, and I love that, too. But when you talking about Ratchet that represents the hood chick, Gangsta Boo represented the hood chick, man. 100%.
What do you think? What do you think you're
Mia X I'm talking about as
Yeah.
far as the ratchet girls that you would talk to. Mia X was more sophisticated, man. Mia X was like that. I'm trying to think of somebody that we know that was. Mia X was. She wasn't gonna be out there ratchet though. She's the one that gonna be with the hood dude like the kingpin and just hold it down. Gangsta Boo was the one out there that said that
She gonna hit you in the kneecap. She gonna pop you.
yeah, but she got all the skills.
But that's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
do still take that risk. You know what I'm saying?
nah, that's what I'm saying. Like they was different, but man, they
Yeah.
both the same to me. It was like this.
Now Mia X was really more lyrical and more thoughtful and stuff she said. Gangsta Boo was like the hood chick, like the hood chick for real.
Not the
Like
original
Mia
Hood
X was
Princess.
Mia X was like the hood mama, like big mama. You know what I'm saying?
Speak for
Gangsta
you.
Boo was the
Hey,
chick that's gonna come out with that 380, man, jump out the car and pop everybody. You know what I'm saying? That was
that's what I'm saying.
Gangsta Boo.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
Yeah,
Now, nah, for real though, I love both of them. Yeah,
yeah.
I love Boo.
Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo, man.
Man,
All right, next topic. This is what we was talking about. One of the things it says it's the choice, the aftermath, and what comes next.
mm,
We was talking about the one with age. I was saying that person has to be held accountable. Y'all like, no, they don't. I'm like, yeah, they do.
Boo.
It said the choice when you lay down with somebody
Mhm.
unprotected.
Mhm.
It can split off into 2 or 3 different situations: kid, STD,
Yeah.
or the package, the house in Vegas. That's 3
Mhm.
different, and there's probably more variations to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Say the aftermath. You find out. You can find out you either pregnant. You find or a dude. You find out she pregnant. You find out the STI. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You're burning, or you best around start getting sick. You go get checked. You find out you got that house in Vegas.
Mhm.
Then it's the what comes next, man. And we could go down this scenario all day. You think in the streets, you pull out that gun, dude make you mad. First of all, going to the gambling house. Why you choose to go to the gambling house in the hood? 80% of the time, not a good choice. Aftermath. You didn't beat up. Like, this is the thing that really get dudes killed. Let me know if it's true. It ain't the fact that you winning. It's the fact that you rubbing it in, man. You talking crazy to him. Come on, man. Back your little. Give me your money. Boy, I'm taking all your money, boy. You better not go over and tell your girl you lost this money, man. Matter of fact, give me them dice again. Give me that 7. Give me that 7. You did.
It was kind of like both of them, but
And then dude that lost about 20 grand. He mad at the mug. You talking crazy cash money.
yeah.
He get mad, go outside, pull out the pistol, and it's like, man, aftermath. What comes next after that? You know what I'm saying?
You know what time
Then
it
the,
is.
and then the next one is you in there shooting dice and they see 100 grand on the floor and somebody in there on the phone, they calling their homeboy, oh yeah, it's about 200 grand in here right now. Go ahead and set up the spot. Now they come in there and rob the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, that's an inside job.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be. If the dope house get robbed, I mean the gambling house get robbed, it's definitely an inside job. And then
Yeah,
what comes next? Somebody gonna get killed. Either
everybody.
during the robbery or after the robbery. They're gonna find out who did it and they coming to get you, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be 3 for 3.
Yeah.
It's
And
gonna be
then
three
another
for 3.
choice. Sometimes I've seen this happen, right? The streets talk. Somebody kills somebody. The aftermath, you go to jail. Guess what? The person's family come bail you out. Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
Can you imagine this?
yeah,
You getting bail, you
yeah.
thinking one of your homeboys bail you out. You come out the bail. Oh
Yeah.
man.
That's that big city alignment. You know what I'm
Man, and boy,
saying?
and now it's over with, man. Man, that's crazy. Somebody said that one time, like,
Mhm.
yeah, the other side bailed them out, man. They finna take
Yeah,
them out. I'm like, man, that's
yeah.
crazy, man.
That's a big, like I say, that's a big city alignment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, and I want people to understand, like, that street stuff, like, is is what we call it, the
You call
rules.
it a lot of things. You call it the old law. You call it a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Damn, what you call it?
What is that?
The rules up under another rule. You know what I'm saying?
The oath within the oath, within the oath, within the
Yeah,
oath.
yeah. Like, like
Kind of like an
man,
onion. Kind of like an onion. You got
man,
so many layers to that book.
man,
It's
it's
like,
too
man, that's
many.
more.
Like this is like some different type of gangster stuff. Like people
Yeah,
don't understand. Like it happened.
yeah.
Like us being in the South.
But it all starts with a choice.
Yeah, but
It all starts with a choice. You don't have to go to the drug deal. It's like you go to the drug deal, guess what? The aftermath of it. It could be 3 or 4 different things. Could be fake dope. Could be a robbery.
you just
Could be a murder. You never know.
and you gotta understand. Like once you put yourself in that type of position, like
Yep.
knowingly or unknowingly,
Mm-hmm.
like if I picked you up, son, and like shit, I'm like, damn man, you saying something to me? Yeah, man, shit, you gonna run me? I drop you off. Mm,
Picking somebody up at the pick pack store.
mm.
Hey man, give me a ride. Nah.
Nah,
Which way you going? Which way you going? Man, I'm going towards 12th Street. No, I'm going the other way.
man.
Have you ever did that? Somebody asked for a ride. They say, which way you going? And they actually tell you where they
No,
going first.
no.
They tell you where you going first. I'm going this way. Now I'm going the other way. Don't worry about it.
That's why I always tell people I'm going to England. What? Oh, damn.
I'm going
That
to
way out the
England.
way. Nah, I
Yeah,
ain't
man. I'm going to England. That's my next stop. I'm going to England, dog.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it is really true though. Because I'm like, man, damn, they're going to England.
So were they
But
shooting fireworks out there, or were they letting it go out there though in England?
they did good.
Oh, they did good. Okay,
They
I
did
remember
good.
that.
It was the first
It was
time
like
ever.
Vietnam out here where I was. It was like Vietnam, man.
And you know what they told me? My instincts kicked in.
Yeah,
They saving them.
yeah.
They saved them. My instincts kicked in. It was like, oh, so everybody's saving them now.
Yeah, bullets
Everybody.
expensive, man. Yeah, bullets
Yeah.
expensive. Yeah.
Oh. Like, man. That's why I
But
said, man, yeah,
think
everybody got.
about that, kids. The choice. Every choice you make, there's an aftermath, and there's what comes next. All the time. Everything
And
you do. Everything you do. You may pick the wrong job. You want this job so bad. You choose to pick this job. Then it's the aftermath. Then it's what comes next. I want to work at Amazon. I want to work at Walmart. Aftermath. You up on your feet all day. Your back want to jump, like your kidneys want to jump out. Walking on that concrete floor for 6 hours.
and it get
Then what
cold.
comes next? Your manager talk crazy to you. Now you feel like you want to quit now. You know
And
what I'm saying?
it get cold. It get
Oh,
cold
yeah.
in the warehouse.
No, they do.
It get cold in the
They ain't got no
warehouse.
heat. They ain't investing in heat. They want you to work. And you can tell them, man, it's cold in here, man. If you work hard, it'll warm up.
Yeah. Work hard. Work hard, you gonna warm
Oh
up.
man.
And wonder why, like, I work at a warehouse,
Yeah.
but I ain't doing the same stuff as everybody else.
No, 100%. That's
But
why I chose IT, man. Like
there
when you
was,
talk about health and you talk about like hard labor, I didn't want to do hard labor jobs. They don't pay as much either, hard labor jobs. I realized that too. People pay you more to think than they do to do hard labor. They pay you more to think.
man.
I wish people
Hey,
understand it, but you know.
drop one of my bombs on them. Hey, man.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
They
Been
do.
saying it like, nah, man, you you work smart, not hard.
Yeah,
And
100%.
and they be the ones that like, damn man, you it look like you don't do nothing, but I'm trying to tell you, I'm like, bruh, I don't do nothing physical like that no more.
And if you
It's
know
a
how to work
lie.
smart, kind of like some people would rather lift up something heavy than just use a dolly.
Yeah,
You gotta know when to do it, man. You gotta know how to work
yeah,
smart, right?
it's smart. Like I don't like I live because I still still want to keep my shape or whatever. But I'm not supposed to lift no 400 pounds like I'm 23.
Unless you want to hernia.
Yeah, hey man, that's it.
You want to be in the living that world with a hernia, boy. Shit.
Wonder why you can't
Man.
boo boo. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah, boo.
Uh,
And You know, but we say all that to say this, man. Young kids, you better take heed to what we saying. Take heed. Keep God first.
Wish somebody would have told me this when I was younger. I think the people did. I just wasn't listening, but I'm saying it again. I'm putting it on video so you can go back and watch it again.
Man, they told me.
Choice, aftermath, and what comes next.
Man, they told me. They
So
told
when you
me.
go to court, they're gonna ask you, could this have been handled a better way? Could you have done this a better way? That's one of the most toughest questions. When you did something crazy, you got out, and when you go to court, you're looking at years, and then a prosecutor asks you, could this have been handled a better way? Ooh, wonder. And a lot of times people try to get mad and say this and that, but guess what? Once you make that choice, sometimes it's not in your hands no more. Or what comes next? It's in the jury hands. It's in the judge hands. And you can only ask for mercy and grace at that point. I hope you get it. You know what I'm
saying? This one of the few things that I learned. The truth doesn't need an alibi.
That's true.
The truth
but sometimes it don't need an alibi, but the truth sometimes is what can take you down too. Some people try to skate around the truth.
Yeah, but that's when you lying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You just
Some people they don't want the truth out because it's gonna make them go to jail, right?
Yeah, but that's when you just doing fucked up ass stuff.
That's what I'm saying. But some people saying the messed up stuff, I had to do that in order to get by. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But no, I get what you're saying, but for a person like me, I ain't doing nothing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, that's why we got to tell kids when kids be saying, like, man, I'm hungry, man, I had to do what I had to do. Okay, that's the truth. But guess what? What comes with that truth? What comes next? You in court, and you got to deal with the, what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
It what it is like.
Exactly. If people say that, as a matter of fact, let's get right into the topic, right? I'm glad you said that. Street fear versus corporate fear. This is the last topic, and then we gonna close out.
Yeah.
Street fear versus corporate fear. People talking tough until it's time to live up to that, and then it's like, you heard that in corporate fear. They be doing crazy stuff, and then when it's time to face up, oh, man, I got to feed my family, man. I'm going to snitch on everybody, man. I got to go home, man. I got to feed my family, man. And you been stealing gas with everybody else, but you going to snitch on everybody else to get out of trouble. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's like...
That happens, man. I seen it happen in real life. Like, dudes do dirt. You do dirt with a group of dudes, and the person who get caught first snitch on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Like, snitching and... being an innocent bystander is totally...
Oh, that's totally... I get that. I totally get that.
Totally.
But when you're not innocent, when y'all all doing dirt as a group, it's 5 of y'all doing dirt, and then the dude get caught first, and he take everybody down with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he trying to get out of trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's... Yeah. And, that's... I don't do none of that stuff.
No, I don't either. 100%.
But I'm under that same law. Because
you know what the best choice is? Don't do dirt with other people, because they're going to snitch. In the corporate world, so you work at Walmart and the dude say, man, help me steal this TV, and he get caught, he's probably going to bring you down with him.
Yes,
whether directly or indirectly. Well, I would have been able to do it if Mike didn't help me bring it down the hallway. You know what I'm saying? Indirectly throw you under the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Like, and this is I always stand on this shit. The corporate world is way more vicious than the streets. I don't care what people say.
It's made more. Oh, 100%, yeah.
Way more.
But watch this. I got another one for you, though. People on the streets have no problem. I've seen this happen. They have no problem cussing somebody out, going bananas. But then when it comes to an interview, man, they're scared as a church mouse, bro. They sweating, having heaves and stuff. They can't do an actual interview, but they don't have a fear of going off on somebody, letting them know, give them a piece of their mind. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have to change that kind of reality. Some people, they're more comfortable in the streets, but they're not comfortable in the corporate world. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not that they scared of And they probably are. They probably is scared. But people that's interviewing people can can you really be 100% honest, or you just like, okay, I'm just doing it to get a
Are
job?
you 100% honest in the streets?
Yeah.
No, not everybody. Absolutely not.
Not everybody is. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's
Most
certain
dudes, when they talk to women, you're not 100% honest up front.
shit.
You're probably a unicorn. You a unicorn. Because if that's the case, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in now with all these single fathers, right?
My point exactly. That's what
So,
I'm
but
no,
if you can sell a girl dream, but if you go to an interview, you could barely talk. That's what I'm saying. There has to, like, you know what I'm saying?
like
I had to learn this. I'm telling you from something that I learned. Like, a dude that could sell a good dream, like, it make it sound so good, but then you go to an interview when I was younger, I could barely talk because I was like an introvert. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
But as I got old, I was like, wait a minute. I could do this. I could talk good here, but I can't talk good here. Something wrong. I got to change that. I got to get better at that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the which I put my own self in that cage.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest introvert ever.
Oh, 100%. I'm
Ever.
with you.
Ever. And I put myself in the cage because I know what I'm capable of, and it's not a good thing.
Right.
It's not like anything that any type of level that people will try to get me on.
Yeah.
Like I could talk that shit. I don't even have to go to school. I can say, hey man, I went to school for this and this and this. Well, what is it? And then I learn it. I know what I'm capable of, but I don't do it. Why? Because I have a certain type of level, certain type of morals that I stand on.
100%. Yep.
And
I'm
those
with you.
and those that went to school and did this, like no, that's for them. That's for them because
Well, I guess what I'm saying is if you can take what you learn from the streets
hmm
and if you're fearless,
hmm
if you can convert that
hmm
into the corporate world,
hmm
to not you got to beat somebody up if you don't like what they do. I'm saying, but
I already do.
understand that, man, I'm from the South Side.
I already do.
I know this dude ain't talking tough. He just at work. He using the work job as a badge of just to say what he want to say, but he not serious. He not gonna actually do what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? But
I already do.
and that's what I'm saying too. A lot of people we know, you know this and I know this, white or black, it don't matter what color you are. They talk tough about dealing with their managers, talk tough about how they deal with stuff at work. Then when you see them at work, it's totally different. You know,
No.
you at lunch, they talking tough. I don't care what he say. Then you see them at work. Hey, whatever you need, man, let me know. And
No.
then when they see you see him, they were like, "Oh man, I got to take care of my family, man."
Listen.
Hey, my thing is just don't talk tough at all. Just say, look, man, I'm here to make money, take care of my family. I'm not fit to mess my money up. You know what I'm saying?
See, and
Forget
that's
all
why
the tough talk. It ain't worth it. Just
that
because you gonna make you gonna set a bar for yourself that you can't reach or
and
you
that
can't meet. You know what
and
I'm
that's
saying?
why I do what I do because I was like, man, I play the square road to the T. Like, no, I'm
100%.
not. No, I'm no. And when I say I play it to the T, like, no, I'm really am a square.
Right.
I
There's nothing
really
wrong
don't.
with that.
I
There ain't
really
nothing wrong
don't
with
do
that.
nothing.
Right.
And
But some people there, they so stuck on the street side that it's hard for them to accept being a square in order to make money and provide for your family. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, and they not stuck on it. It's
Well, why
just
why they can't convert over? Like, dude, just turn the
they
street
don't
stuff off for a second and just take care of your family.
like. Listen, they don't understand the certain type of levels that we have been on for a minute.
But I'm saying
They
it's older guys that's older than us. They
they
really
don't
know
under,
it.
no, they don't understand it.
But
It's not.
I'm saying there's a place before you get to understanding that you know you got to get to, and some people don't want to take that journey to get to understanding. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm just saying
They,
there's a place right before you get to understanding. It's
they,
like you're almost there. You got to go through this piece, and some people get to that place and they're like, nope, I don't want to go there. I'm comfortable right here.
and that's fine.
Right, and that's fine. Yeah,
That like. That's why I always say, like, I don't pass no judgment on
I'm not. I'm
nobody.
just telling you the reality. Yeah, we not.
And
Nobody is. Yeah,
and reality is like that and where they at is cool.
yeah.
Cause you don't like when you play Mortal Kombat and all this type of levels of the game, you will know like, oh, now I gotta.
And it goes back to this: you are where you are because of the choice that you make. Right? That's all we saying. There's no judgment. Everybody make choices. If you choose not to want to understand, you have to take what come with the aftermath of what come with it, right? That's all we saying.
Yeah.
That's all we
And,
saying.
and the aftermath is like you don't penalize nobody because that's where they at and that's where they continue to be.
But the life doesn't care. The life in the
Like
streets don't care where you at. If you don't know, you could get punished for it in the streets and in life, right?
that's
You get
when
exploited for what you don't know, right?
you speaking on like
Corporate and street.
you
What you
speaking
don't
on
know, you can get exploited for it, right?
you speaking on like right now you talking to brick wall because I understand it.
Right. I'm just saying
But
it for people can hear it. Though. I'm saying it out here so people can hear it. Yeah.
yeah, but for those that it's the in between that I always stress.
Right.
That's my when I say the
And when you in the in between, that's what can make you or break. Because when you in the in between, that's where you either gonna be flexible or you're gonna be rigid. If you're flexible, you can get through the in between and get to the other side. But there are some people who are rigid; they can't get to the other side because they can't get past the in between. You see what I'm
that
saying?
we
The in between ain't no rules in between. It's survive, right or wrong.
wrong
Okay, okay.
because you can. It just takes a
Now,
little bit longer than others.
but sometimes
Like
when you surviving, it ain't about right or wrong. It's about surviving. Sometimes when you in the in between, there is no set rules when you're in between. Some people think it is. That's when you start getting rigid and you can't
it
get to the other
is.
side.
It is.
It's kind of like Rambo, man.
It
Rambo was in
is.
the, when Rambo
Hey, it
when,
is.
when
Hey,
Rambo had to
then you
get
go to
back.
school.
Watch
Then
this.
you go to school.
When
Then you go to
Rambo
school.
listen to what I'm saying, right? When
Yeah.
Rambo had to get back to the base when he
Mm-hmm.
was stuck in the Vietnam, when he got out and he was in the woods and he had to get in the mud, he
Mm-hmm.
was in the in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's get back to the base. However
Mm-hmm.
you get there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you gonna get there. He had to kill. He had to do what he had to do. He was in the in between. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying the in between is a place. It's the gray area. It's that place to where it ain't a lot of rules. It's get it how you live. Everybody do different things. I'm not saying that it's
It,
one way to do things. It's many ways to do things, but
it,
you
it's,
have to get through it in order to get to the other side. You know what I'm saying?
so will you be willing to admit it's so many people in the gray area?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
with that being said, I
And
want
that's why
you.
we saying trying to get out there street fear versus corporate fear. If you're in the gray area and you're not flexible enough to realize, like,
Uh,
okay, I'm used to doing this, but if I can convert this to this, I can get to the other side. But
yeah.
if you don't want to do that, nah, I'm all streets. I'm
Uh,
staying right here. Now you stand in the gray area.
it, so with that being said, I want you to really understand.
Yeah.
With people being in the gray area, you have zero tolerance for 'em. Yes or no?
No, I'm not saying zero tolerance. No. No.
Yeah.
No. What I will say is it's all about what that person's trying to do. If that person's trying to come out of the gray area,
Mm-hmm.
you can have tolerance for them. You can say, yeah, go on, because they trying to come out. But
Mm-hmm.
if a person's rigid and they want to stay there, that's when it becomes zero tolerance.
Explain
When
me
you don't want to
because
help yourself. Like, if you don't want to help yourself, I'm comfortable being in the gray area.
yeah.
Those are the kind of people that we see on social media. They're comfortable with saying men are this and men are that. I hate men. Men are this. You know what I'm saying? Men are dogs. And they comfortable being lonely and bitter. They're comfortable. You,
Yes.
if you're not trying now, there are people who go through stuff and they trying to get out. Hey, you know what? I went through a divorce. I did some stuff wrong. This person did stuff wrong. We both didn't do things that we should have done. and I'm getting through this. You know what I'm saying? But if the person's always blaming the person, the
Yeah,
person's it's always somebody else's fault. It
yeah,
ain't you
yeah,
never take accountability. You will
that,
stay in the gray area. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
now that hit the little thing. Accountability. Accountability. Like
You
at some
want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
accountability it works both ways
At
though.
100%, it worked both ways. Yes.
Yes. Like so at some point you gotta be like, you know what? Uh I didn't did all I can to help this person. They don't want to see it for what it
It's
really
a saying.
is.
It's a saying at church, right? Every tub has to sit on its own bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every tub got to sit on its own bottom. That means everything I do, I have to be accountable for, whether the other person is accountable or not,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn this. Like dealing with women when I was younger. Guess what? If this person want to keep arguing and keep going crazy, that's on them. I'm not fit to go back and forth though. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I tell girls on the phone, I'm not fit to argue with you, man, about nothing. No. If you want to keep going, I'm fit to get off the phone, man. Let you handle that. I'm not fit to keep going though.
Or with the sales. No.
No, but even like say, even like when you in the street, even in the corporate world, that accountability, man. Um, if you get into a situation where you're doing dirt with a group of people, just like with those officers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That person who didn't do nothing, they still have to be accountable,
Mm-hmm.
even though they didn't do nothing, but you still was there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
You when you went down the hallway and went back there with them,
he did his
you got to
job.
be accountable for that, right?
He did his job.
But I'm saying he still had to face accountability. He can't say, my
No,
hands are clean." He can't say that.
no,
That's all
no.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He
And
was the dude that was watching it on his and had his body cam on.
like
He was
so
in the gray area. What we talking about? He was
yeah,
in the gray area. You know
and
what
the
I'm
great
saying?
listen, the gray area is like
Yeah.
he one of those the two out of the eight. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
100%.
Like he's one of those two. Like I ain't saying that's exactly
And I'll
him.
give you another example of gray area, right? Kids like
Mhm.
us, right? That went to school, went to McClellan. We wasn't in the streets. We didn't sell drugs. We was in the middle. But everybody think that you're doing fine because you're not in the streets or you're not selling drugs. But the middle kids are the ones that need to be focused on and brought in and teached about these different career fields. Because some people, when you get at the extreme drug streets, you out there too far, unless that person want to change, you're not going to change them. You know what I'm saying? You're not. But those middle area kids, they don't have that information to know where to go sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You just
It's
didn't. You just don't. You know what I'm saying?
like
And that's what I'm talking about, the gray area. Like you in the hood, but you're not on either side of that spectrum. You in the middle and you're trying to be as square as you can, but not get in a situation where, you're gonna get picked on or you gotta in a situation where you turn into that because you're trying to fend for yourself or whatnot. And those kids kind of get left out or get kind of
hmm
fall between the cracks because
hmm
most parents think, oh, he not in trouble, he doing good at school, everything's fine. You know what I'm saying?
and
And that's what I'm saying. Like gray area, it's so many layers to the gray area. Dealing with
that
women, a lot of dudes deal with women. You don't have enough information to understand that you just need to be with one woman. So you in the gray area. You talking to many women as you can. You think it's justified. I'm a player now, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody supporting you. How it's crazy, man. We could make a whole podcast about the gray
yeah,
area stuff,
like
but what I'm telling you is I understand what you're saying about the gray area, but what I'm saying, a person that was in the gray area, you have to be able to survive and to get out because everybody don't make it out. Some people stuck in the
oh
gray
I know.
area. They don't even realize that they stuck. They can't get out. You know what I'm saying? Because even in the Bible, right?
Mhm.
Jesus said, "You either hot or cold, but I will not accept somebody who's lukewarm. I will spew them out like vomit." Right?
Ain't that something?
Lukewarm is gray area, right?
Oh
That means you
Lord.
don't want to commit to either
No,
side for whatever
no, we ain't
reason.
been do this. We ain't gonna do it.
You don't agree with what I'm saying?
No, I ain't saying I don't agree with it,
Yeah.
but that the how you trying to put two and two together? Nah, I don't agree with it.
Okay.
I don't. But
That's fine. I get it.
it,
I get it. We don't have to agree. I get it. I'm just saying somebody that is in a gray area and was thinking at a crazy level of how to master that area which was stupid. It should you definitely don't want to master the gray area because it's gonna make you into somebody that you don't want to be. Like I understand, even when I work at a job, I understand that everybody has a job, everybody trying to go home. Even when I was going to school, you know why I was good at school?
mm-hmm.
Because I understood the gray area dealing with people, right?
Yeah.
These professors are trying to go home just like me. They have to work. It's a job, just like I got a job.
Yeah.
Dude, when you think about gray area thinking, right? Is this
Mm-hmm.
professor going to grade 35 papers on Blackboard?
Yeah. But
Are they going to grade 35 papers? Are they going to read 35 reports that's 200 words apiece? When the average person don't even want to read an instruction manual on how to put Legos together. You know what I'm saying?
and I want you to bring it back a little bit.
Yo, bring it back.
You skip the early development of a child.
That's why I just said with the
And
kids that are in school, they're in that middle
no,
area. Go ahead.
it wasn't even a gray area to begin with. Like this is how you talk to certain kids. You'll
Right.
see if if you
So
know this if you
let me,
know it just as well as I know, you can point out a kid
so
that you
when
can
I
see it.
so would you say that when I went to our house, that's what I'm saying. I grew up
Hmm.
in it. I know about it, so I know how to modify wherever I go. Would you
Hmm.
say that I was able to reach the kids where they was at in the gray area?
At a certain point.
Exactly. You ain't gonna reach all points all the time. You have to
No,
do
at
it
a
different
certain
times.
point. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
Right. You ain't gonna be able to reach all points at one time. That's part of just dealing with a person, man.
when I say at a certain point, don't look at it.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not.
Don't look at it like that. Because a kid wouldn't open up to you.
Right. It take time for that. I get it.
It it takes time, right?
But what it did was it set the curiosity. How does this guy know what he's you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
That won't.
but
I'm trying to tell you. You like I'm trying to tell
yeah.
you. Like this is
You
what.
know you know where I got that skill from though? How to make people
Oh,
curious like that? You know where I got that skill from though?
nah.
The gray area. Selling dreams to girl. You know to make a woman curious. You're like, man, who's this guy? You know what I'm saying?
And that's
But
what
when you
I'm,
convert that over into
I'm trying.
your
I'm trying to get it. Like it's not the same.
it's not the same, but you gotta know how to convert it though, right?
No,
You
it's
gotta know how to
not this.
convert.
No, it's not the same.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be a stipulation to it.
It's always stipulations, Bill.
No, yeah, I get that part,
Always.
but I'm telling you, like the stipulations to when a motherfucker open up to you like that, they gonna tell you their deepest secrets.
And that's fine. I don't have no problem with that. But what I'm
No,
saying is everybody has those. Everybody.
everybody do, but I'm trying to tell you,
Everybody.
this is 2024, 2025.
But
Like this is
everybody
like everybody like they shit ain't like ours.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you can, even though it's not like ours, you can overcome it. That's what I'm telling you.
And I'm telling you, they will overcome it. But
Right.
I'm telling you, like, bro, listen, listen. This they shit is way deep and way they they on a whole different type of spectrum than us.
But what I'm saying is even with that, right? If they take their time that they have this free and invest it into educating themselves in something that can take them away from that, they can overcome that. That's across the board.
Yeah.
People tell you that all the time, even back then. If I would have invested my time in learning something, something else, whether it's just reading a book about something about financial stuff, just finding a way to invest your time into learning something else about what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's more to what's going on around you. Sometimes these kids they just don't know that. You're trying to get them to realize that
No,
it's more.
yeah, skipping over it doesn't help.
I'm not
They,
saying skip over it. What I'm saying is,
I'm telling you, that's what's happening. that people are skipping over all this.
I'm not.
All this.
I'm telling you, you can overcome it. Sometimes you got to block out where you at to get to where you're going.
And
And
that's
like
what I'm
we talk
saying.
about leave behind, we was talking about leaving stuff behind. Sometimes you gotta leave it behind, man.
No, you
Even if
gotta
it's for a few minutes, you gotta
you,
read that book.
you
Okay.
don't leave it behind. You handle it. That's the only way you can go forward. When I say leaving it behind, how you handle it right then and then you leave it behind.
But what
Not
I'm saying,
just leaving it behind.
some kids situations, when you living with some parents, you can't handle it. You have to find a way to kind of
Yeah,
cope with it, where it's educating yourself in something else. So when it's time for you
that's
to
a
handle
great
it and move on, you can. That's all I'm saying.
that's a great area that you was talking about. Like,
Right,
no,
surviving,
listen, no,
surviving.
that
Okay.
that part ain't about a survivor. It's about handling this shit exactly how it is.
But some
Like,
things you can't handle. If you handle it, it goes back to this. You mess around and handle something, and you're not handling it the proper way, the aftermath, and then what comes next. You got to make the
that,
smartest choice that you possibly can, given in the circumstance that you're in.
that's
That's all I'm saying.
and what you're saying is perfectly right. But what I'm trying to tell you, you can't skip that process.
No,
What I'm
I never
saying
said you could. I never said you did.
no, and that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Like, no, you can't skip that process because trust me when I tell you that shit. This is the part you can look over it or you
No,
can't.
I'm trying to teach them how to learn while you're in the process. Learn about your behavior. When I talk to them about that, learn about your behavior.
It's a
Oh,
balance.
right. But you got to be accountable. Like
It's a
even
balance.
even in the BS, you can still be accountable, man. You know what I'm saying? About
And,
what you
and
got
it's
going on.
and it's the balance, like, but some people don't even give these kids a chance.
That's what
They
we're
don't
trying to
even
do. That's what we're trying to do.
yo.
We're trying to give
We
them the
should
best
we
chance
should
to overcome. Yeah, we're saying
yeah,
the same thing.
man.
I understand your passion. I'm with you. I'm just not as passionate. Like I'm not the
Yeah.
like I'm more logical. I'm more of a logical person. I think of how can you make something logical, right?
Yeah, but
And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes in the process of the gray area, you have to learn these things. Like, okay, my behavior has to get better. I got to stop lashing out. I know I'm in a bad situation. I know we eating ramen noodles every day, but
yeah.
one thing I can control is how I react and how I go about moving. You know what I'm saying? I can still be respectful to people, even though my situation not respectful, but I can still be respectful. Because you know what? The dude in the hood that you disrespect, he don't care about you eating ramen noodles every day. You disrespect me, I'm gonna take you out. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes kids don't realize that. I don't care about, you're not from a two-parent home. If you disrespect me, you cross me, you take something out of my house, I'm going to take you out. I don't care what situation or background you're from. That's how real it is, you know what I'm saying? In the corporate world, a lot of times you don't know that. They don't care about what hood you're from in the corporate world. They don't. They don't care. Can you do the job? That's all we care about. Are you qualified to do this job?
And think
They
about
don't
it.
know nothing about Highland Projects. They don't know nothing about the jungle. They have no idea about none of this stuff. And they
And
stay right down the street. That's what's crazy, right?
and everything you said.
Yes.
What makes it different to what's going on in the what them people beat up sons in the correctional
Oh, yeah, the
facility?
correctional facility. Yeah.
Yes, everything you just said.
Right.
Once they made their choice,
Man, you
once they
never know
made
what
their
comes
choice,
with it. The aftermath.
listen,
Yeah. Yeah.
listen. Once they made the choice, and everything you saying, this is what this is how bosses become made. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Like everything you saying is not wrong, but in the hands of the wrong person, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like listen, but
Mm-hmm.
it's for the better.
Right.
A transition of power.
Right.
Like that's why, like the message and everything is so on point, but it ain't no but to it. But
time, let's rewind until the 8th grade, until the night when the DE agents first raided.
No, what I'm saying is this, man. It's that serious. Like sometimes, I understand you have a situation. Everybody does, but I'm saying, your situation you may feel like it's the first situation, but I promise you, there are people out there that's been through some. Everybody's been through crazy stuff in their life, especially if you live in the inner city. Like the whole thing I hate about this mental health thing is that they talk about this, but anybody that grew up in the inner city probably having some mental health issues. Everybody.
Everybody. Yep.
Some people good at coping and living, functioning with their mental health. Some people not. But it's just kind of how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? People done outlive some horrendous things, and they don't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I want kids to know, like, dude, your situation, yes, could be
Yeah.
super horrendous, but you can overcome it. But you have to slow down.
There you
Don't
go.
allow the situation to cause you to put yourself in another situation. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, like I say, once you lose your freedom, man, when you in a correctional facility, I'm not saying what they did was right or
Mhm.
wrong. It was wrong, 100% wrong. But guess what? When you in another environment that you don't have control over what happens to you, this kind of stuff can happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Period.
And
Um,
that
it can
that
happen
was
to you.
that was it, man.
Yeah.
That was it. Like
That's why I need.
everybody.
That's why I'm trying to get a facility, man. So when you teach these
Yeah.
kids over years, like teach them
Yeah.
this over months and years, you could teach them these kind of things, how to think. Like a lot of stuff we not gonna talk about on here.
Mhm.
Of course, I understand that because
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do it either. But when you got
Yeah.
kids in a room, man, 15,
Yeah.
20 kids, and you talking to them about life,
Yeah.
man, how to think through this thing.
And
You
it's
know.
tough, man.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
tough
saying
for
it's not. I'm trying to figure how can I
them.
simplify it for you so you can make it easy. It go from tough to being okay. This is what I
And,
talked about.
and
Sometimes just to make it simple, just stay in the house.
yeah, and it
Just stay in the
even
house.
and even then, it's still gonna be tough. Like even when you stand in the house,
But you
even when you
do you,
stand in the house, it's
right,
in.
and that's what I would tell them. Is it tough for staying in the house dealing with a situation, or is it better being out in the streets and then now you in a situation where it's kill or be killed kind of deal?
Now it's what you can, not what you can control. Because everybody name is gonna be written eventually.
Right, 100%.
You know, and what I see, even in a great area, is my kid. They're not in private school. They're not
Right,
doing they even if they not doing something, even if they are doing something, they still have friends.
right, exactly.
And it's gonna be ones that, hey man, after the Christmas and New Year's break, to us, it was probably like one, maybe every 2 or 3 years. But for them, it was probably like six in between Christmas and New Year. Like that's a different type of trauma. It's a different type of trauma. I'm like, man. So that's why I always tell people, like, now when you meet somebody where they at, no, you meet them where they at. Let them vent. Let them talk. Just hear them out. Cause they gonna tell you exactly where their mind is at, what they thinking, what they about to go through, and what they about to do.
Hmm.
Cause I just be want to hear 'em. Cause I know I went through like way too much shit before I even turned 18. And then I'm hearing the stories like, man, these boy got, man, we didn't get those type of guns till we was like 20. And they carrying these at 15, 16, 14.
And with what you just said, right? When a person that you value or they're at a good place to where you want to be. They meet you where you at. After they listen to you and vent, you should say, "Hey, how do I get where you are?" It should be a dual thing. It shouldn't be just one way. It should be dual, right? Right?
Kinda, but not really.
I see that, and that's what happens. A
Kinda, but
person
really.
meet you where you at, and they say, "Man, I'm not fit to stay
No.
right here. I can meet you where you at, but I'm not. I'm out of the trenches. I'm not fit to stay
It's
in the trenches
kinda
with you."
that what I'm saying. Like it's
Yeah.
kinda not
If you
really.
want to come out of the trenches, you're gonna have to follow me and
Like
come out of the trenches.
no. And that's the thing. When I say kinda not really, like I could be completely out of it.
Right.
They are completely out of it. But that's still a human. That's
Right.
still,
Right.
that's their friends, you know what I'm saying?
It
And
comes
they
back to
have
choice.
no, and it does. But I want you to understand, like I get where you're coming from, and I want you to
Yeah.
understand, like, no, like when people get to speaking on the Bible and stuff, I kind of be quiet about it. Because
What's
how
wrong?
it's
What's wrong with the Bible though?
nothing's wrong with the Bible. I'm trying to tell you, like when you in them lines, then
Yeah.
this is what these kids is going. They are in the lion's den, and
Mm-hmm.
you can preach the word, but you got to preach the word to where they understand it,
Right.
not our own understanding.
Right. Exactly.
That's why I say
But even when you preach it to where they understand it, will they accept it though?
that's not your call.
It's not. You're right. It's not my call. But that's
That's
the
your
thing.
call.
That's in the Bible too. When the planter spread out seeds, it spread on stony ground. It spread on hard ground. It spread on fertile
Yeah,
ground.
see that, and that's one of the things I don't know.
No, it's in the Bible. Jesus
No,
said that. Yeah.
that's one of the things that I don't know.
Yeah. But you got to ask yourself the individual who's receiving the seed of the word. Where is my heart? Is my heart stony?
Yes.
Is it full of thorns?
Hmm.
Or is my heart, is it fertile ground to receive and grow inside of me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been in all phases, so
Yeah.
I'm not saying it to thump nobody. I'm saying the word is really it's like a manual, an instruction manual.
Man.
But some people don't want to read the instruction manual. They just
Yeah.
instead of building the bike, reading the manual and then building the bike, they build the bike and then you got to go back and read the manual because you got too many screws left over and stuff left
Yeah.
over.
But
Same way with the Bible, you know what I'm saying?
and
So,
and and
I
that's
did
what.
that. I went to live life first. It's like, man, let me go back and read this Bible because I ain't do a whole lot of stuff wrong, right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and that's what I want to tell you. Even afterwards, even afterwards, you can preach the word. Preach the word. But they gonna have to know God for themselves.
They do. And that's something that you gotta want, right? The person has to want for themselves, right? And I'm telling you from experience, that's something that until I wanted it for myself,
Mhm.
well, nobody could tell me nothing. But what I'm saying is just like how a person want to wake up and scroll in the morning on social media, do you want God that bad? I use real life examples that people go through every day.
So,
Just like you want bacon and eggs, now you smell that bacon, it's like, oh yeah, I got to have that bacon. Do you want God that bad?
so,
That's it. You know what I'm saying?
and this thing, you- back in the day when you was doing your thing,
Mm-hmm.
I was that one. That's exactly how you are. That's how I was. That's exactly how I was. Not saying that like
Now the question is,
anything.
what made you change? That's the question.
Nothing made me change. Like it was always there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, like
So why is it not there now? You saying you don't, well, like talking about the
everything,
Bible like
it's
that? Why is it not
still
there now?
there.
Why you not using it?
I use it. It's just not like what everybody else is. It's not the what you call it, the not classy or classic. Nah,
Everybody's different though. Nobody's the same, man.
like I don't when I use or what I when I preach to kids, everybody always say, man, Tony, you always preaching, man. Bill, you always preaching. I know what I'm doing, like, cause that's how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I don't have a church. No, I don't want to be in no big church.
I'm not in a big church.
But I know that's just what I am. You know what I'm saying? Like
You got to find
man,
good leadership, though. I mean,
but
that's the thing.
man, if you find salvation in Jesus, Allah, whatever,
But in the Bible, it also says, "How can you hear without a preacher? And how can he preach if he haven't been sent?"
shit. When God talk to you yourself,
There's some things you still have to learn from leadership. Do you believe in leadership? That's one thing we struggle with as a community. As men, we don't believe in somebody being over us like leadership. Do you believe in leadership? I'm not saying you. I'm just asking, like, do you believe in leadership? Like that you have. Do you believe that somebody else can lead you?
now,
Yes, now, right
nah,
now. And that's what we struggle with as a community as men. We don't
nah.
most men like our age don't believe in like leadership and stuff like that.
No, not when I say no, like no, because
Cause there are men out there that's grew up the same way we grew up and they're older enough, talking about like 70, 75, 80 years old, that can really give you game, but we just as a whole, as in general, most men our age is 40, they just don't believe. And I get it because a lot of the men that we saw growing up wasn't, they had great leadership qualities, you know what I'm saying?
what
But
no, when I say that, it's like no, it's not saying they're not leaders. Like no, like my journey is different. I believe.
but in order to be a great leader, you have to learn how to follow.
Mm-mm.
Because leadership is service.
Not follow, have understanding,
Yeah.
have understanding. Like this ain't for
Before
this ain't for the thinking game, but it
all right, we'll close
but
out,
then
man.
again, no, but then again,
We'll close out. I
but
ain't gonna, I
then
ain't gonna hold you. I ain't
again,
gonna mess with you on here, man. I'm just gonna tell you from my experience, man. Like
yeah,
when you actually find somebody that you can follow,
mm,
that you trust leadership,
mm,
and things change. Like I've learned so much um,
mm,
from the person that I'm led by. Like he don't even care about social media. He tell me, man, I don't care about being discovered. I'm already famous. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
he talk. Actually, we kind of similar, man. It's actually
mm,
pretty funny. But he grew up on 33rd. He grew up in the hood too, man. He
mm,
grew up on in the hood. He grew up on like I said, he used to have a church on High Street over there before you get the Battery, going down Martin Luther King, that little small church on the main road. They used to be the church before they moved to where they at now. But they used to have that little small church right there on the it's on the left side, like going towards Wright Avenue on the left side, right before you get the Battery. Yeah. But what I'm saying is most times what I'm seeing, most dudes that it's hard to humble. I had to learn how to humble myself. That I was used to
mm.
being. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying. I'm telling you
No,
my experience.
this is
I was so freaking arrogant in my 20s. Like man,
mm,
stupid arrogant, man. You know what I'm saying? And that what was missing. I didn't know how to humble myself. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't. I mean, I just wasn't taught it. I just did what I wanted to do, and that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? But when I changed my life around and learned how to humble myself and follow leadership, learned so much just about life, you know what I'm saying, that I wouldn't have learned on my own, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just telling you, my journey with it.
yeah, I told
Hmm?
you. I told
Yeah.
you. We had testimonial Tuesdays.
I told you that. You said you didn't want to do it yet. I told you that. You said you didn't want to do it yet.
No, I said it, but
What
we
about Pill
had
Vision? Let me get offline. I ain't gonna be. I'm messing with you
yeah.
offline.
You
You
want
supposed to be
hey
doing
pill
Pill Vision. You said Pill Vision
yeah
coming in
pill
2025.
like pill vision is different because guess what? I want
But it
to
need to
do.
come out though. I know it's
I
different, but it
want to
need to
do.
come
I
out.
want to do movies. I want to do the plays. the acting and
just
all
gotta
that.
start.
No,
Yeah.
like when I say like that vision was already there,
Yeah.
and it's only gonna grow bigger. It just
Yeah.
wasn't just my vision. The
Yeah.
vision is to help the kids first,
For sure. That same here.
help the kids, help the parents. No, parents first, then help the people.
I just give it the insight whoever want it. That's how I look at it. Whoever wants to help, right? And that's why I said on my channel the other day, make self-development. Just individual
Man, that's it.
self-development. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what it's all
and,
about.
and this the first podcast. Don't worry, cause John gonna come next week, and we gonna have the in between, cause it kind of he balanced the scales. It ain't just one part, and it ain't just my part, no, your part. It's balanced.
Yeah. I love it. When we get that studio, we'll all be in the same studio.
Boy, it's gonna
Cause
be
it's
over.
different. It's different when you in the studio looking at each other. It's a whole nother animal, man. It's different, man.
It's over. It's over. I'm trying
But
to
all
tell
right,
y'all.
guys, we finna sign out this thing, man.
Too deep to change. Everybody know my name. I guess I
About to
got
sign out this thing. Anything you want to say, bro? Before we get about this
Yeah,
thing?
man, hit the like, subscribe button. If you ain't hit the like or subscribe button, you poo. You poo.
Oh man.
And man, and prayers for the noise. Cause boy, hey
Man,
man.
prayers for that man family, man, who killed
Yeah.
in Marcy, man. Prayers for his family as well, man.
Yeah.
Prayers out to everybody. We hope you have a good year 2025, man.
Why is it going down?
Think Your Game podcast, and we signing out
Every Thursday.
every Thursday.